Yes, 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 yes. CrossYAAS Podcast with Giselle, Mirasol, and Billy.
Hey,
Hey everyone, this is Giselle and Billy. We're drinking again tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good cork noise, but
oh, there you go. I like that. Here, I'll do mine
there
too.
you go. Ooh,
Mine's less
I
of a
like it.
cork though.
I like it. What are you drinking tonight, Billy?
Strawberry margarita in a can.
Oh, nice.
Only the
And I'm
finest.
drinking, the headliner from the bottle because Billy says, "Who needs glasses when you can have from the
It comes in its own glass.
bottle?" Yeah, and a cork with a crappy noise as Chomps licks himself.
You know, at
Maybe
least had a
find a
cork
different.
instead of a screw top.
What is the difference?
The
You get screwed.
noise.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But I'm gonna pour mine into a Wendy's cup because I'm
Ooh, very
classy.
classy.
I'm a classy
Classy.
lady.
Chomps goes to town on himself.
This is the weakest looking strawberry margarita I've ever seen in my life.
But is it good though?
Don't know. Never had it.
Hmm.
Just didn't want beer.
All right. Well, tonight, Billy, is another DDT night, as we love our DDTs here on the CrossYAAS podcast. And for those who don't know DDT, if this is your first one, we do talk about wrestling. Just kidding. No, we talk about we use it as an acronym for debate, discussion, and trans shit, or trans topics, or trans related things. And tonight we are just doing a debate, discussion, trans stuff on a couple of things. So, first off, we're doing our debate on, I guess, being tall or being short. Um, Billy, do you want to start it off? Would you rather be short or tall? And I guess you can talk about a little about your own height, whatnot.
I'll start with my own height, just so
Okay,
it's
sure.
clear and obvious.
Okay.
I am tall. Uh,
How tall are you? Just kidding.
I'm pretty tall.
Oh, very specific. Okay.
I can touch the ceiling usually from just standing.
Oh,
Can you do that?
depends how tall the ceiling is, but no, not this one. I mean, I can touch the ceiling of this this box where the video is, but
No, I'm 6'4",
whoa.
so pretty tall. Not the tallest, but pretty tall. It's something that I've struggled with my whole life. Just I don't know, dysphoria or maybe body dysmorphia. I don't know. I've definitely struggled with that a lot, especially with like the whole like passing thing or whatever. But I think throughout my life, I think I'm actually okay with being tall. I like it, and so I think I'd rather be tall. I can change light bulbs without needing a ladder, and I can clean the ceiling fan without needing a ladder. There's a lot of things I can do without a ladder. And Giselle is gone because she's so short you can't see her.
It's true. It's true. It's just Chomps left and was like, "Well, I'm gonna go on this side," and I don't know where he's going. But have you always been tall though, or did you all of a sudden like you were born and you were like 6'9"? I don't know.
I was born 6'9" and I shrunk
Yeah,
about.
and then you shrunk because you're
I
out.
just shrunk 5 feet or five
Yeah,
inches.
yeah. Well, like, did you want ever in your life want to be shorter, like ever, or were you like, oh man, this sucks. This height is.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, I wanted to be shorter. I've always like going to concerts and stuff. I always was very cautious of myself and blocking people, and I
Yeah,
couldn't enjoy myself, even
yeah,
if I had the best view of the concert or the stage or whatever.
yeah.
Now I don't really fucking care.
Hmm. So if you had a choice, you would you would you want more height or would you want to be shorter, or
Maybe a
you
little,
think?
maybe a little bit shorter, but I'm still okay being taller than most people.
Got it. Okay.
I don't want to be taller, if that's the question.
I don't know. Some people do. I don't know. They're like, oh, I wish I was 6'6". I don't know. You know. Do
No,
they people? Yeah.
there are people that I know that are taller than me. Like
Oh.
Gigi is taller than me.
Oh. Okay.
Which the first time I met Gigi, and I was like looking up, I'm like, oh, this is what cis women must feel like. and I liked it. So I don't know. Maybe I would like to be a little shorter. Yeah.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah,
another friend that's like maybe an inch taller than me,
yeah.
and I rubbed that into his face so hard.
Your head, or
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're like, oh, here's the extra inch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll slouch a little bit when I'm around him.
Yeah.
How
Sorry.
about yourself? You're significantly shorter than myself.
Yeah, I'm 3'2".
How
uh, how short am I? I'm actually 5'6.5" or 5'7",
oh man,
depending on
you got
depending
the
on the month.
halves going in.
Yeah, I got the halves in there. The halves in.
That's how I know you're short because you're
Yeah,
adding in the halves.
that's
Every
true. Yeah,
little centimeter counts.
yeah. I'm 5'7 3/4" and
Every little inch counts.
centimeter and bit. No, I'm I think the average height of a human being, I think Americans is 5'7.5". So I feel average compared to the world, but like for a average like female American, I think is like 5'5". So I've always wanted to be, I guess, a little shorter, but it also doesn't help that I'm Asian. So when I hang out with Asian people, so whenever I would dress as Giselle and I would hang around Asian people, I would be just slightly taller in heels. I know we'll probably talk about that with, you know, heels and stuff, because I'm sure with heels you're what, like 7'4"?
Oh, I
How
hit my
tall are
head on
you?
the door.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I don't do those. But
yeah.
yeah, so would you prefer to be taller? You said shorter, right?
Just slightly shorter. Just like you, I would be just like maybe an inch or an inch and a half shorter, like 5'5", just because of heels and stuff. Because when you wear heels, you're just a tad too tall, and it just depends. Also, what's really annoying is who you're around. Like for you, if you hang around Gigi or I guess your coworker, you're just like, slightly. You feel not not like what's the word, not submissive, just a little, I don't know. There's a feeling of when you're tall and like around like strong people, you kind of feel, I don't know, what's the word, not
Well, when I
inconsequential, but like, you know what I mean, like you just feel safe. It's a
no
weird.
no yeah, exactly. When I'm
Yeah,
around people that are taller than me, which is very rare,
yeah.
I feel safe,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
safer. I don't know. Like
yeah.
I feel like for most of my life I've never really been messed with just due to my height alone.
Hmm.
So now, stepping out as trans woman and all that stuff, it can be pretty terrifying to have someone there that's slightly taller than me is
Yeah,
very nice and a very very welcome feeling.
yeah. But like, if I were, do I wish I was shorter or taller, or like, I don't know, a little shorter.
Probably.
Sometimes I think I was taller for like when you're around tall girls.
Uh,
Like when I'm around you, I'm like, oh, there's Billy, she's so tall. But then when I'm around shorter girls, I'm like, because you just want to kind of fit in. You don't want to like stand out at
hmm
all. So I guess it also just depends on where you are. Like I'm sure if you go to like, I don't know, if there's like Swedish girls or Norwegian girls, those girls are tall, right? Like they're, I don't know, maybe it's like I guess like survival of the fittest. Like maybe their trees were too tall, so they were just slightly taller. I don't know, or maybe they're, I don't know why they're eating from trees, but I don't know. Maybe they're just, they need to be taller because the men there are tall. Like I think the average height of a like a I don't know. I'll look up the statistics, but I think it's fairly taller than the average American. Although Americans are, a mixed bag of everything. So I don't know. I I find height an interesting topic to debate on.
well, like there's been a few times. I mean, anytime I'm out with like female friends, they're always like really envious of my height. So for me to have like my own like issues with my height and feeling too tall a lot of the time, being around those other girls or women or whatever, being envious of my height, that's helped me get comfortable with myself and my own height.
Nice.
So plus I can change light bulbs.
That's true. Just reach your hand up. Have there Have people always said, "Oh, do you play?" Oh my god, sorry, Chomps is. Sorry, I let me kind of settle this guy. I don't know what he wants, but have you Chomp stop? Have they always said, "Oh, do you play basketball or do you play volleyball?" Or do people say that about your height?
I've been asked if I played basketball before, but not in a really long time. Not in like 15 or so years, or maybe
Wow.
longer. I mean, I've never really been super athletic, so maybe that's partially why.
Mm. Are you? Oh, jeez. Are you the tallest one in your family? Sorry, Chomps needs to go.
I am the tallest person
Yeah.
in my family that I'm aware of.
Was your dad tall?
My dad was pretty tall. I think he was 6 foot or 5'11", somewhere around there. He was pretty tall.
Mm. Oh my gosh, Chomps, go over there. Sorry.
Chomps, it's loud.
Yeah, Chomps is, and he's like right in the mic. Chomps, go over there. This is our dog. Chomps is like, I'll interrupt you.
Chomps is like, I'll be tall.
Yeah. It's like barking the toy right in the mic. Chomps, go over there. Ugh. Sorry, it is quite loud. Chomps, of all the toys you want to play with, let's play with the loud one. Let's play with the one that makes the most noise. How can I bother you two? Ah, Chomps. Ugh. I want to get rid of that toy, Chompers. Here, play with your bone.
Chomps like, I'm going to get that squeaky toy.
Yeah.
I'll jump over you. Too short.
Seriously. Anywho, but that's our discussion topic, our debate topic, our discussion topic for the night. Let me get my phone, or let me read. It was thanks to who talked about it? Was it Jess Rock?
Jess. It was Jess.
Oh, just Jess. Sorry, I saw
Jess.
Rock in there. And I was like, who?
No, she's got Rock in the name. It's
Okay.
I'm really bad at remembering names. But it's Jess Rock's baby. I should know it. I should freaking know it, but
Oh, Chumps is like, you don't know it, Auntie
I
Billy.
don't know it. I'm sorry. I just see the Jess and I'm like, okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, it's Jess Rock Baby, isn't it? Yeah, Jess Rock
Yeah.
Baby 1980.
Yeah.
So she wanted us to talk about the gender rules and whatnot about passing, and that's also why I brought our debate topic. But do you want to talk a little bit about gender rules, Billy? What do you understand about gender rules?
Oh, I don't know a damn thing. You
Oh,
would think I would know more, but
but
I don't. I'm so
but
bad at
you,
it.
you do know about breaking them, obviously, right? Do you want to talk about breaking gender rules in your own life?
Sure. I mean, I it's I don't know. For me, it's hard because I spend a lot of time as like guy, even though I'm out at work and stuff. It's still very much guy, moding. I don't know. That's hard. That's really hard for me to explain. I don't know because I just be myself. Really, I don't really try to change who I am, whether I'm presenting female or male or whatever. I don't know. That's hard. That's a hard one for me.
Do you like hide yourself still at work, or do you feel like you need to with as far as like gender roles? Like, say you feel like you're more of a man at work, but like obviously you're Billy and you don't identify. You try not to identify as much as male, obviously, but you have to with work, right?
Yeah, like for me at work, it's difficult. I mean, even though like I'm out at work and everybody knows about my trans stuff, at least in my specific branch, soon to be company wide in like a month. That's not scary at all. But like, I know for me, because my work uniform is very masculine or unisex, but it's really masculine. I still I tend to go if I'm at the branch, I'll go to like the gender neutral bathroom versus going to the women's room. I don't feel comfortable going into the men's room. Not especially not anymore. That being said, if I go places, I still get, sir, he, him.
Mm-hmm.
If I call people on the phone at work, it's still he, him, and it's just kind of the point where it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to even really care. if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, do you like gender roles? Do you even want them to exist? Like, should we have them? What do you think?
I mean, I definitely like some gender roles.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
what?
I was always like, this is probably stupid, but like I enjoyed cooking. I enjoyed doing all like the keeping the house maintained and all that other stuff like that. And not that I do it now because I'm by myself, but when I was married, I was definitely more of the, I guess, more of the wife in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Like what else? Like what did you do? Just cook and clean? That made you the wife?
Pretty much.
Hmm.
I was the one that cared and wanted to cuddle and all that other
Oh my gosh.
stuff.
Chomps. Chomps is like, what do you mean you didn't like the cuddle? No, Chomps is...
No, I like to cuddle. I was the one that was like, let's cuddle.
Hmm. And so did your wife or your ex-wife? Oh my god. Sorry. This might be a bad challenge. Chomp,
Don't
shut up.
wear don't wear headphones when you're listening to
Yeah,
this.
don't let because your Chomps will bark and he barks quite loud. It's very annoying.
Headphone warning. 17 minutes in.
Chomp, stop. I don't know why he's barking so much. I mean, other than he's a dog. He doesn't listen to me.
That's loud.
Okay, give me a 5-minute break. Hold on.
Well, while we're on this 5-minute break, I'm going to just blabber around. If you haven't joined the CrossYAAS confidential Discord server, now's your opportunity to. You have a 5-minute break to go to the CrossYAASpodcast.com website and going to the right hand side and scrolling down, and there's a link to the CrossYAAS confidential Discord, or you can get all kinds of support and make friends and talk to previous guests and probably future guests. You can talk to myself, Giselle, and while you're there, on the website at least, you can maybe help support the podcast with by buying us a cup of coffee, Ko-Fi, whatever you want to call it. I think it's
Yeah,
coffee.
something like that. Yeah.
Or you can also join the Patreon, which you'll get some bonus content from the end of this episode and the last episode we did and previous episodes we did. Maybe they're fun. I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
listen to them.
It's usually sex and things, but that's basically all they are now because we've
Yeah.
been busy doing other things. Both Billy and I. Sorry, my dog Chomps. If you don't know, that's our doggo. He likes to bark. He's a puppy. He's like 6 months, and He barks like crazy and loud into Billy's ears because Billy wears headphones during this, and Chomps has no filter. He just likes
Oh,
to
and
bark.
just so you know, these margaritas are pretty good because I'm feeling them,
Oh, nice. And
and
this
I've had like
this is
half of one.
and this whole bottle of wine is very whiny. So and what Chomps is whiny. But sorry, but
So,
yeah, sorry, gender roles and sorry to interrupt, but yeah, Chomps is an asshole. He just wants to play. He's a puppy. He's just being a dick. Speaking of his dick, I'm just kidding.
no, that's for later. That's for later.
Oh yeah, sorry.
If you want to
So
hear about
cringe.
Chomp's dick, we'll talk about that
Yeah, we'll
later
talk
on the
about his
Patreon
lipstick
exclusive
later.
episode.
Yeah.
Pay us money.
Yeah, please. We need this to support our habits of alcohol induced Chomps sparking Patreon episodes. I don't know. I don't
Sure.
know what we're doing here most of the time. We just talk. So if anyone wants to come on the podcast to talk to Billy, or sometimes I'll be here too. Just been a little busy with work and this dog. Let us know. We do like to chat with people. But sorry to continue our episode about gender roles. I guess I'll talk a little bit about gender roles since Billy's been talking more and I've
Do
been watching.
do you prefer gender rolls or gender biscuits?
Ooh, are they buttered rolls or are they
That's a good question.
Yeah, see, another debate
Mm.
topic for later. But um, as far as ROLES and ROLLS gender roles, um, I think there's a place for like roles in general, and it's weird to assign genders to different jobs or occupations. But I guess traditionally that's how it would work, right? A woman would do this, a man would do this. Now you throw in another extra, I don't know, extra of the binary or the non-binary, like gender non-binary roles. Like everybody does what they need to do, whatever it
Hmm.
is. Chomps is done eating. Is it come to barking? Oh, hope not. If he starts barking again, we're taking another break. Oh, please calm down, Chomps. God. but I don't know. For as far as for me, I feel like men and women have their roles to do whatever they want to. So you can choose whatever you want to do, and it doesn't have to necessarily be man or woman. You just do whatever you want to, right? Like at your job,
Mhm.
Billy, there's assigned female at birth women working, doing traditionally male jobs. And then I'm a nurse, and traditionally, it would be women that work at nurses, but there's like a lot of men that work as things. Oh, please don't bark, Jumps. Oh,
So
it's in our
at my work, there is at
yeah.
least in my branch, there is one AFAB woman who does the stuff that I do.
Nice.
Most of the women work in the office, and there's not really a whole lot, at least in my office. Maybe in my soon to be corporate world, maybe we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Good luck. Hold on, I know he's barking. Hold on. Don't take
Uh-oh.
another 2-minute break. He missed
Uh-oh.
a loud bark, so hopefully he didn't. Ooh.
Dang.
Sorry.
I'm gonna pause this.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry, everyone. That's our dog. Chomps is an asshole.
It's our new mascot.
Yeah, fucking
Chomps
deaf.
the asshole.
Chomps the asshole, and the deafening of ears is Chomps. Yes, he just likes to. Fucker won't stop barking. He'll also do it in the middle of the night. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's 2 a.m. Like, who are you barking at?
He's
There's
barking at
nothing here.
the ghosts, scaring him away.
No. Anyways, sorry. Gender roles, Chomps. Jesus Christ.
He's got a lot to say about gender roles.
And that's our dog, I have a lot to say about gender, but so does Chomps. But as you can see, sorry, I haven't been in the podcast for a while either, because this motherfucker is taking a lot of my time. So it's been frustrating, but it's a challenge. Don't get a puppy, everyone, if you don't want, if you don't have time to raise your dog right, because these fuckers are. Did you get the worm as a puppy?
I did.
How hard was it raising the worm?
She was easy, but she also didn't really learn anything because she was so stubborn.
Oh, see.
But she was always very quiet. She didn't like leaving the house. She just wanted to like lay around and eat food.
Is it true that for you that the dogs mimic their owners? Were you similar? Did you not like to talk? Did you like to eat food and just sit at home, not do anything, and I don't know, not learn anything?
I mean, that's not completely inaccurate.
Interesting.
So probably, yeah.
I mean, now that you're, yeah,
But then I outgrew her, I guess, in that sense,
yeah,
because clearly I like talking
yeah,
too much sometimes.
yeah. Now you're like Chomps. Yeah, Chomps embodies us. Won't shut the fuck up. Yells at everything. Won't stop learning, and will eat everything and chew the fuck out of every sock. I don't do that, but Chomps does.
I mean, I might.
So if it's a tasty sock, I will.
You're not chewing your socks?
If you're not, then what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, I'm like a quarter of the bottle of wine through. We're talking about sock chewing. I don't know. Anyways, sorry, that was our dog barking. We'll back to our thing.
Sock chewing, the best gender role possible.
People are like, "What the fuck is this podcast?" If this is their first thing ever they're hearing. Anyways, but back to gender roles.
I hope this is somebody's first episode.
I would hope so, but I hope they figure that we have good chemistry. I've heard you've heard that other people said that we've had great chemistry, right? On the podcast.
If this is your first time listening, there are more serious episodes with other guests,
With
like actual
non-sock
guests.
eating. Yeah, with non-sock eating, sure.
I wouldn't go that far.
Anyways, for women who don't wear socks, I don't know. It's just, is socks a woman wearing thing? I don't know. I think Kirsten wears socks too. So I don't know. What am I talking about? Who knows? Anyways,
I do wear less socks lately.
Okay.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Oh. Is that a gender thing, or do you just not wear, like, oh, I'm female now, I must not wear socks anymore, or do you just?
Yes.
What? Yeah. Yes. What do you mean? Yes. What do you mean?
I mean, a lot of my shoes, I just don't like wearing socks with. I mean, I like wearing a lot of sandals, like showing off my painted toes and stuff. Or, yeah, I don't know. I just don't wear socks very often now. It feels weird most of the time. I don't know. I don't know why. Did you wear socks with heels?
Yeah. Yes.
to feel taller.
No, what the fuck? Yeah, to add height. I like that you're bringing it back in with the height. Yeah, I wore socks to add an extra centimeter to my height. Yeah, sure. Um, I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking back at Jess Rock Baby's
Oh yeah,
message.
what was the original
So
thought?
we're like 40 minutes in. She says, so I don't know what Gender Outlaw is. Is that another podcast? I don't know what that is, but she says the topic of passing to hide your not man, not woman gender keeps you in the gender binary, but also how much fun it is to pass. Um, she says she gets mammed when she goes out, even when she's not fully dressed. And it's really fun, but she enjoys playing with people's expectations. And she would love a good chat about how much fun cross-dressing, passing, and breaking gender rules is for her. So yeah, I think that was the main thing. I don't know if we touched
Okay,
on this, but
probably not.
yeah, we talked
See,
about
I
fucking
don't.
fox.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think with my height, I think that plays in a part to where there's a lot of times I feel like I don't pass. But then again, I kind of like past the point of caring about passing.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Um, I also just with my height, I feel like at least at the current moment, I don't feel like there's much possibility of me like passing in a a normative sense of passing. If that makes sense.
What does passing mean to you? If we're gonna talk, I guess this is our trans shit. This passing, gender roles, and continuations of the thing. What does passing still mean to you now that you're way deep into your transition, your own hormones? You started, I think you started progesterone last week or something like that, right?
I did, and oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's making me so tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For me, passing is just being able to be open about all of my stuff with pretty much anybody, or even just people that I interact with on a daily basis. They refer to me as the way that I want to be referred to. That's To me, that's really more important as far as passing goes. The people that I care about interacting with me the way I would like to be interacted with. As far as people I don't know, whatever. I don't really care about that.
So passing to people you care about. Is that what that
Mm-hmm.
mattered? Like it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it matters to, but those people who care though don't even care if you pass or not, or traditionally like look like a female or look like a
True.
woman. I don't know.
True. I guess that just means I don't really care about passing.
Hmm.
I think I've written that off a long time ago.
What, and it just changed because people started caring more about you, or people started supporting you, or like for people who are listening and they're like, shit, how do I get to that point? Like, what do you tell them, or how do you get there? Because you said you did it before, but now you don't care. What happened?
Well, I've done a lot of like self work, a lot of self acceptance. I feel like that's really what it boils down to is just getting that self acceptance of yourself. I wish I could elaborate more on that. Definitely having the people there that support you and cares about you, that really does go a huge long way. But you're not, having that self acceptance is probably the most important thing. And the secret to getting to there is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, like how does one?
I hit rock bottom and, was feeling pretty fucking terrible about myself. And it just kind of came with, what else do I have to lose at this point besides like trying this different thought process and different way of living?
Hmm.
I don't necessarily think everybody should go that route, but that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way I went.
yeah. Yeah, and I think we hear on other people who listen to the podcast and people who've been on the podcast tell us what their path was, right? And again, everyone seems a little different. Everyone's been through, different trials and tribulations, and you hear about that, and everyone can kind of relate and kind of not relate, and see how some people have done their way, and I don't know, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of go on our own way. And I think your pathway's been really interesting, especially for the podcast, because we pretty much saw the whole kind of thing. We even had a mental breakdown episode. I think you had one of those. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, cool. We got to hear one of those from Billy. I was like, oh,
Well, that was probably one of the last like straws for me. Like once I had that mental breakdown episode and I just like aired out everything that I was feeling at the moment, that from that point on, it was kind of that like, what else do I have to lose mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a breaking point is always it always helps to like
Hmm.
make you reassess like, all right, I'm not on the right path. How do I get on that path? And let's see what how I mean, yeah, I've tried everything else. Let's try this other way. And I think it's gone well for you.
So far, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Um
truly amazing being like open with people about things that I was so ashamed of in the past, that things that I felt terrible about just for myself and I was embarrassed about, and now I just tell pretty much anybody that'll listen. And for the most part it goes pretty well.
everyone, pretty much everyone. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I feel like though you're like a cool person first, and then like all the trans shit is second. If that makes sense. Like, oh, Billy's a cool person to hang around with. Oh, she's also assigned male at birth, and oh, and she's trans and she's transitioning. Like that's
Hmm.
cool. I think it helps to just be a good person first. Like I don't know, that's the vibe I get from you whenever I first meet you, or I see people meeting you. People just like being around you, and I think I don't
Hmm.
know if people understand that for themselves, or when they think that like, oh, I'm a shitty person, no one will understand me. It's like, no, I think for the most part people are really, I don't know, good at heart, and they just have their own struggles or problems. But I don't know, I feel like you're just a cool person to hang around with, and then yeah, it's all the extra trans shit that's just bothering you, but like you can get through that.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you, because that I think
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate, and I do think I'm a cool person sometimes.
Yeah, and you're fucking famous, so fuck this bitch.
Apparently,
Bring it every episode. Yeah, we got a
but
podcast.
I get that a lot from people at work that I've opened up to, especially the people that I opened to up with at first, because they found out about me through like Instagram and whatever other social medias they found me on before I came out to them, and they were all really concerned that once everyone was on the same page about my trans stuff, that I would change into this other person and be like a total asshole. But everyone that I talk to is like, no, we really like you because you're cool and you're just fun to be around. And the
Hmm.
trans stuff is just it's just a part of you. It's you, but it's like not all I am or all you are or
Hmm.
whatever. Like I don't try to do this, but I don't make my trans identity my only identity,
Yes. Yeah.
because I'm more than that. It's just a part of me.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. Um, I think I did too, and I probably still do. And a lot of people you hear on, because I peek it every now and then on the Discord or hear people, and you see them or new people who sign on, and they worry about this extra part of their extra identity that they don't know how to deal with, or they understand that it could change everything. But I mean, change is good, right? Change is that's how life works. You either embrace it or you kind of like push it and drive it away, but it's going to come like regardless of whether or not you want it. It's how you're going to accept it or choose not to accept it, but it's going to happen and it's going to affect you. And I feel like for you it's excuse me, it was a struggle at first. I mean, you really didn't want to deal with it. I mean, you got married, you then you got divorced, and then you just then you had a bunch of other slew of issues, and now you're, I guess, really beginning to embrace it the past year and a half since you moved to California. And it just seems like it's a better option for you, or better, just your life just seems so much better. You seem happier, you're smiling more, you're hanging out with people, you're way out more, you're on hormones, you're doing everything that I don't know is the path you're on. I guess seems just seems super bright.
Hmm. Hmm. That's pretty accurate, I think. It's funny. I was out. I don't know if this is really related or not, but I was out last weekend after church. We always go out to like lunch or whatever, and there was this one guy that I see here and there. He was in our group, and I was just on my phone, and Google Photos always like, hey, you want to see pictures of you like 2-3 years ago? Why not? And I don't really care about. I don't mind looking at old pictures of myself. I like seeing the growth and how different I am and how smiley I am now and stuff.
Hmm.
I think it's
Hmm.
super cool. But there was a picture of me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, um, probably around the time I met you or started talking with you. And I was like, hey, do you want to? I asked the guy, I was like, hey, do you want to see this picture of me? This old picture. And he's like, sure. And I show him the picture, and he's like, that's not you. That's not you. I'm like, yeah, that was me. Then I joked, I was like, no, it was my brother. It was my other
Oh,
brother.
nice.
And I was like, no, it was me. It was me. I'm just kidding. But he's like, no way, that's not you.
I mean, and that's, I mean, we look at photos, or you send me photos sometimes of past members of like what they
Mm-hmm.
used to look like and what they look like now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's not, and I mean, it's shocking to us, and it's probably even more shocking to them, but I think it's just more like indicative of how cool or what a great difference we've made in their lives. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
just us, maybe the podcast, or because I mean, I still get emails. Sorry, I don't reply to them as much, but um, or like messages, or I see on even on our Discord, or people saying like, "Oh my gosh, like thank you for this episode, or thank you for that episode," even though I haven't posted in like probably a year or so. Thank you, Billy, for doing all the work for the past like year or so. But like
You're
just people who
welcome.
listen to the okay, famous bitch. All right, you're welcome. You do one fucking year of work, and all of a sudden you're the grand star. It's like, oh, all right, cool. I
I mean,
guess
to be fair, I did like half a year of work, and the other
that's
half I
true.
was like depressed and shit and didn't want to do
That's
anything.
true. That's true. I mean, we all do what we can to make it work. But um, I don't know. I mean, where was I going with this? Uh, I think it's just really cool to see the and I say this probably every episode, the impact we've had on people,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that I guess just how crazy it is to see people's transformations and yours, um, through the growth and the I guess the hardships through it, because that's what growth is, right? Is just going through uncomfortable stuff and I don't know, getting better and becoming who you truly are. And I hope that people listen to this podcast are going through their journey and aren't going through it alone. I know you talked about support earlier. If they need, like, come to the podcast, and because I feel like still people are having issues with their spouses, or or issues with significant others or family members that they don't understand. And I figure at least what it's been almost crazy. It's 4 years since the podcast first came out. I think I released my first episode in 2019.
Dang.
Yeah. And so I figure there's 4 years of content, so someone's probably going to relate to something in the last 4 years, especially with the pandemic and all this other stuff that's happened. There's stuff out there that people can listen to, and if it's not our podcast, it's some other podcast out there. But there's support on our Discord, or you can reach me or Billy. I mean, we're both busy, but we're doing what we can to help. But yeah, I'm just super proud of you, and proud of the people who were on this podcast before and on their own journey. And I know you talked about like your trans identity isn't your only identity. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're Billy, the painter, the good friend, the girlfriend, the one who has all the photos of herself on her phone, or
Oh,
you're
grandma. I'm grandma.
yeah. Who called you a grandma, by the way? You said did someone call you a grandma?
Yeah, I get called grandma.
Who
In a
who
in
called
a
you?
in a good way. In a good
Oh,
way. At
okay.
least I'm thinking it was a good way.
Yeah. Wait, well,
Maybe
were
maybe
you
I
at
need
a
to
nursing home?
reevaluate.
Where were you? I
No.
mean,
No, I went to one of my friend's house for New Year's, and I showed up early on New Year's Eve, like 1 p.m. or something. He has like a
1
2-year-old
p.m.
son.
on a New Year's? Okay.
Well, we were watching football. We were watching college
Okay.
football. So I show up there, and as I'm walking, his 2-year-old son goes out, "Grandma's coming, Grandma's coming,"
Oh, geez.
in reference to me. So I
Well,
don't know
that's
if I should. It's very validating, but also I'm like,
yeah.
maybe I should reevaluate my style choices.
I mean, that's probably I would say that's a win, maybe. I mean, you got
I'm gonna
called
take
female.
it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it. And then like his,
Uh,
also I'm told that like his son is always like hanging all over women. Like if women are over, he's always hanging out with the women or
oh, nice.
playing toys with them or whatever. And he was like hanging on me and playing toys with me and showing off his toys to me and not the other guys.
Nice.
So that's very validating. I mean, I'm also grandma, so that's cool.
That's true.
I I work with his dad also. His dad works with me, and I told his dad, I was like, "Yeah, your grandson's also my grandson."
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
So
No, that's great. I mean, I mean, a win is a win. I mean, being called, you know, female in any form, I guess, is still a win for me.
I'll take being a 36-year-old grandma any day.
Yeah, versus a 36-year-old male who's unhappy with a beard and hiding and all that other stuff. But yeah, I guess that's our discussion. I don't know if we'll take it to the Patreon next because I'm getting pretty tipsy off the headliner. Any
Oh,
parting
dang.
thoughts for the poor people who won't pay for Patreon?
If you're poor and you can't pay for the Patreon, you should pay for the Patreon somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more shit about penises, and I don't know. We'll just continue our conversation there.
But for real, self-acceptance, that's the biggest thing you
Yeah,
can work on. Other people's acceptance, you can't control their acceptance, unfortunately, but
yeah,
you can at least try to control your own self-acceptance.
I agree. And it's weird. I don't know. Getting more contemplative as I start to drink more. Um, I'm like, you know what? Though? Sorry.
We're done with this episode. Let's add more.
Yeah, let's add more to this. Wait a minute. I just feel like now that we're, I don't know, kind of getting older and are like almost what? Freaking, I'm in my mid 30s, late 30s this year, which is crazy. Turn 35, but I think for young
Baby.
people, I know, but what do you mean, Grandma? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Dude, I'm gonna get you some strawberry candies. You'll be okay.
Oh, nice, nice. Ooh, with the Werthers or with
Ooh,
the I fucking
getting
love Werthers.
fancy. We're getting fancy name brand stuff today.
No, we're sponsored by Werther's, Grandma's favorite candy. No, I'm just
No, you're getting butterscotch discs. Sorry,
ooh, not
no
Grandma.
name.
Ugh. Anyway, but I just feel like it's hard for people who are listening to this, maybe in their 20s or early 20s, who are just like learning and I don't know, not know enough about life. And I used to think that way. It's like, what are you talking about when I was in my early 20s? And I'm like, I know a lot. What are you talking about? I know everything. And it's like, no, you don't. You just have to have more life experiences to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like learn through it. And so for the young people listening, just keep living, and for the old people listening who haven't lived their lives yet, who haven't figured out their trans shit, yeah, figure that shit out now
Time to
because
start living.
yeah, it's really times to start living. Not saying that young people don't have to live too, but like, yeah, you old people who haven't figured out your trans shit, yeah, you guys, all you ladies and men and non-binary and non-gender non-conforming people, figure out your shit out now because if you're waiting this long and you're in 50s and 60s and you're like, well, my wife doesn't understand or my husband doesn't understand, it's like, no, they may not, but you do, and you need to figure it out
Mm-hmm.
because the longer you wait, the more time's going to pass by and you'll be on your deathbed. You're like, I wish I'd figured that out sooner, but but you just wish not to. And I know it's hard, but go to therapy, go talk to someone, go to the podcast, Discord, like figure that shit out because the world needs the more like Billy says, like a person who accepts themselves because the world
Mm-hmm.
needs more of that. None of this fake shit. We don't need that anymore. There's those other whack gender podcasts for that shit. So
And remember, like your trans identity, that's not all you are. It's not who you are. That's just a part of you. If you want to make that your whole identity, cool, go for it. But that's not all who you are. You're so much more than that.
yeah, yeah,
And that goes a long way. I don't know.
yeah. All right, we'll take it to the Patreon because I'm getting
All
really
right.
tipsy. I'm gonna talk
I
shit.
need a
We're gonna
new
talk shit there. We're gonna talk shit there, everyone.
I
Come
need
on.
a new
I'm
drink,
gonna
so I'm gonna go refill.
okay.
Bye.
Bye.